address us. Thank you. Thank you very much. Izwe lethu e-Afrika amandla. Thank you. Program Director, Minister Mtetwa, the President of the country, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, the ministers that are here, and the Deputy Minister is close. Oh, I must be close. Okay, thank you. Yes, the Mayor, the Premier, the leadership of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania here, and the leadership of the African National Congress and of all other political organizations that are here, the leadership of the religious community and the leadership. I see that we do have here what we call traditional leaders. For us, they are the chiefs. As we are commemorating this important landmark in our history of the struggle for liberation, I think it is important for us to pause and remember those people who contributed to our liberation struggle. It is on these days that we begin to appreciate that the freedom and the independence that we are enjoying today did not come for free. This is the freedom that we paid for dearly with the lives of our heroes and heroines. It is with the blood of these martyrs that today we are free. Therefore, it is very, very important that on this day we seek to reconnect with our past and know what has happened. It is also important for the young people and the young generation who are today referred to as born frees, that they must know that some of the people, some of the beloved people of this country, the sons and daughters, died in the course of the liberation of this country so that we can be free. Therefore, it is very important that each time we come to celebrate these days, we know, we remind ourselves we are seeking to reconnect in a meaningful way with our past. Sharpeville is one, not the only day in which it has produced heroes and martyrs. Now, our traditional healers knows that we have kings and chiefs who died, who fought the battle of resistance against the land dispossession by the settlers. They are also our heroes and heroines. They are our martyrs. They fell in the course of struggle to defend their motherland and their land. Now, therefore, it is very, very important, and I'm happy Minister Mthethwa is here. The other time, we were in an exhumation and handover process with Minister Masuta. I emphasized the importance that we need to meet and appreciate the history of all those who contributed, particularly our kings and chiefs, like Chaka, Mushweshwe, Sikukuni, Inza, and all of them that we can count, who contributed immensely during that time. Our struggle for liberation did not only start during our time. It has been a long struggle, and it has produced heroes and heroines in the process. It is therefore important as a country that we recognize fully in our history, and for us to be a strong nation, we must appreciate our history. We must appreciate the contribution that is made by everybody. Now, coming to Sharpeville, on that dreadful day in which innocent people were massacred brutally by the police, it was not an accident. I think as a nation we must know it was an unfolding program of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, which was very deliberate. Now, today, as we are commemorating the 59th anniversary since they were killed, we are also celebrating the 25 years of our democracy. As we celebrate the 25 years of our democracy, and we are able to recognize and identify the landmarks and achievements, we are, however, want to emphasize that there's one thing and one thing only that is left behind, which the heroes and the heroines fought for long before apartheid was made laws, and that was the land. The land in this country was dispossessed of the African people, and the African people remain landless. As we celebrate the 59th anniversary and the 25 years of our democracy, we must know that we are a nation that majority of it are landless. And that cannot be a normal, we cannot be a normal nation. A nation, one of the important definitions of a nation is a common land. We are still struggling within the confines of the 13%, which was allocated to our rural chiefs and to our urban communities. We need to break that. And because we are fortunate, we are having President Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of the country here. The message of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania to him is that we need a new deal on the land. We are saying Codesa on the land did not do justice to the African people. Our people are continuing to congest within the 13% which was allocated to them by the Union of South African Parliament with the 1930 and 1936 Land Act. That has created an abnormal society. And the purpose of politics, particularly the parliament that has been elected by the majority of the landless people, must do justice. And the justice is to Now, therefore, we need and we demand that there must be a deal on the table and a deal on land. A deal on land that will benefit the majority of the African people. Our African people must participate effectively in the economy of this country. Our understanding of the economy is that the citizens of the country must wake up in the morning and participate in the production of goods and services that they consume. We are not accepting as the PAC that the citizens of the country must wake up in the morning and waver around and do nothing. They must wake up in the morning to go and produce the goods and services that they produce. That is the economy. We are saying let us expand the current economy. Let us build the African economy that will benefit our people. In that way, the blood and of the heroes and the hero-ness of Sharpeville will not have died in vain. Now, therefore, as and when we are going to elections, let us not forget the parties that fought for the liberation of this country. Because if we dare do so, we might as well discard the history and the contribution of these heroes of hero-ness of the struggle for liberation of this country. This is my contribution, Mr. President. I'm sure as a liberation movement we agree. Today, even the parties that did not contribute for the liberation struggle are overtaking us in discussing the question of land. That cannot be normal. Let us not drag our legs in addressing the aspiration and the need of our people, which is the land. I thank you.
Thank you very much, President Moloto, President of Pan-Africanist Congress. We are now going to have the last message of support